Hey everybody, Stacy here with New Creations by Stacy. As you can see, this piece was pretty beat up and I had to remove the veneer in several places. I started off by cleaning it with white lightning and then I put 2 coats of clear bonding boss on it. This was to stop the bleed through from the tannins in the wood. Since this piece was super beat up, I decided to just go with it and give it a little extra texture on this first layer. I used a texture additive called Sea Spray here. I'm just mixing it up into the paint and then applying it with a palette knife as well as a paint scraper. I'm using some beautiful fall colors here. The orange is terracotta. I've got chocolate as well as pine cone, kernel mustard, and rebel yellow. The only pattern I have going on here whenever I'm applying it is I'm keeping the darker colors to the outside, the lighter colors towards the inside to just kind of mimic a natural shadowing. This does take a bit longer to dry, but check out all this amazing texture close up. Still looks a little bit crazy here, but trust me, it's going to all come together by the end of this video. For the second coat, I'm using a premium chip brush and I'm applying the paint here in a crosshatch pattern. Here and there, I'm applying just a little bit of vinegar to pull back the paint and let those oranges and yellows really show through. For the colors on this second layer, I'm using a little bit of antebellum blue, a little bit of pine cone again, collard greens, palmetto, and mermaid tail. I decided to apply a third layer because I like the second coat to be a little more, just a tad bit more opaque. So on this third layer, I'm using a ton of vinegar and really pulling back with a baby wipe, especially on top where I want it to stay a little bit lighter. I'm also using a stippling motion, again with a premium chip brush. On a side note, if you are wondering how I chose these colors, on the front of this piece, on the cabinet doors, I did a lily pad decoupage paper. So I wanted to pull the colors in the background there around to the sides of the piece. In addition to that, these oranges and these yellows are very complementary to the greens, and they are secondary complementary colors on the color wheel. Okay, guys, on another side note, I listen to this back when I do these voiceovers, and I am really picking up the Alabama accent. I can't even say the word wheel. So anyway, back to paint. Here I'm just again on this very last layer using straight vinegar, spraying it onto my piece, dabbing just a tad bit of paint on, and then pulling it back slightly with the baby wipe. This is just kind of giving it space for those colors underneath to kind of peek through. The clear coat and the besting wax at the end, as well as the gilding wax to highlight areas, is what's really going to bring this finish all together. Something to note, in this case, I also did not protect in between the layers of paint, which I frequently do when I want it to pull back a little bit more. So on this final step, I'm using a 120 grit sandpaper pad to distress down those peaks from that first layer of texture. And you're going to see close up kind of how that's going to peek through. Does look a little bit dusty, but that's just from the sandpaper and I haven't cleaned it off yet. But see how that yellow and those oranges and browns are just peeking through. Again, the satin clear coat is really going to bring it out, bring those colors out and make them super vibrant. Hope you enjoyed this video, and you can find all of the products used at www.newcreationsbystacy.com.